Emma Watson was thrust into the spotlight as a child when she was cast as Hermione Granger in the first Harry Potter film, but she handled the path of fame and fortune with grace. This is the transformation of Emma Watson from 9 to 30 years old. Emma Watson started winning early in life at age 7 when she won the Daisy Pratt Poetry Competition for a recital of James Reeves' The Sea. This was the extent of her pre-Potter dramatic experience. 2 years later, in 1999, came the opportunity of a lifetime, an audition for the role of Hermione Granger in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the highly anticipated first film from the wildly popular middle-grade Harry Potter book series written by J.K. Rowling.
I'm Hermione Granger. And you are?
Watson was cast alongside Daniel Radcliffe, who had a couple acting credits prior to being cast as the title character, and Rupert Grint, a fellow newcomer who had only performed in school plays prior to winning the role of Ron Weasley. Watson said Sorcerer's Stone director Chris Columbus was immensely understanding of the children's nervousness on set. She told Paste in 2009, "What I found so very helpful and considerate was that Chris Columbus just turned the sound off on the set, and we dubbed our lines in later. That way he could give us direct instructions on what to do and where the special effects were to come in. Now that added a lot to his schedule, but it was so generous of him. Consequently, he got relaxed performances." At the very first Harry Potter movie premiere, Emma Watson looked like an excited girl on the verge of success, both personally and professionally. Warner Brothers had publicly announced the stars of the highly anticipated film in August 2000, and it opened in November 2001. Poised to be megastars if the movie was a success, Watson and her fresh-faced male co-stars were not only launched into the public eye as actors, they also had the extra pressure of portraying well-known, well-loved literary characters. Producer David Heyman said when the cast was first announced, "These are tremendously talented British kids who will bring so much to the film. We have always been and continue to be devoted to remaining true and faithful to the book." It seems the film indeed lived up to the expectations of fans of the much-beloved characters in the book series because Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone was the highest-grossing film in the US in 2001. Watson received glowing reviews, with one IGN critic raving, "From Hermione Granger's perfect introduction to her final scene, Watson is better than I could have possibly imagined. She steals the show." A year after the release of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, the third highest-grossing film in the US in 2002, Emma Watson walked the red carpet with Tom Felton, who plays Draco Malfoy in the Harry Potter films, at the 2003 Disney Channel Kids Awards in London, where the second Harry Potter flick won the award for Best DVD. She was 13 and showing some midriff. Low-rise jeans were a major trend in the early 2000s, and Watson was working that trend. She hadn't become a style icon yet, but this look showed that she was already comfortable being a bit daring. Meanwhile, Watson and Felton would soon be hard at work on Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, which was released in 2004 and was the fourth highest-grossing film in the US that year.
Malfoy, you okay? Let's go! Quick!
By 2004, it was clear that Emma Watson was stepping into her own. Joining Daniel Radcliffe at the UK premiere of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban that May, a then 14-year-old Watson looked teenage-tastic with her funky, adorned updo. The following year, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire premiered, followed by Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix in 2007. Watson also had a major career milestone, a leading role outside of the Harry Potter series, starring in the BBC movie Ballet Shoes as Pauline Fossil. In 2008, she branched out further into voicing animated characters with the role of Princess P in The Tale of Despero. Emma Watson temporarily traded the red carpet for the catwalk when Christopher Bailey chose her as the face of Burberry for its fall 2009 and spring 2010 collections. She was seamlessly transitioning from teenage starlet to grown woman. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince was released that same year, and Watson said filming it was frenetic. She told the Brazilian blog Vira Tempo, "My life was crazy. One minute I was on set, and the next minute I was doing an exam or reading a textbook or doing something, so I was a bit all over the place." It seemed to have all worked out as Watson enrolled at Brown University in the fall of 2009. If that wasn't enough, both Deathly Hallows films, the final two movies in the Harry Potter series, began shooting in 2009. But Watson had an escape plan for when she was feeling stressed. She told Paste, "It sounds so geeky, but I really do like studying and reading. And if I'm not working on Harry Potter, then my greatest relaxation is to sit with a book. That's how I escape stress in literature." Emma Watson turned 20 and cut off her gorgeous locks for an even more beautiful and refined pixie. Watson told Vanity Fair that this pixie cut was, quote, the sexiest I've ever felt. We know Watson loves fashion, but it doesn't stop there. She cares about ethical fashion. Watson began working as a creative advisor for Peopletree, an organization supporting fair trade and organic fashion. The first collection from that collaboration was released in early 2010. Also, in 2010, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 scored a franchise record with its $24 million midnight opening in November. With the release of the final Harry Potter film, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, scheduled for release in 2011, Watson realized she simply had too much on her plate and decided to take time off from school to complete the franchise. And just like that, the Harry Potter film series was over. With no more Potter on the horizon, Emma Watson was now able to make her own career decisions. In 2012, she starred in the coming-of-age film The Perks of Being a Wallflower. In 2013, Watson played Nikki in The Bling Ring, a movie about a real-life ring of thieves who stole jewelry and other valuables from Hollywood celebrities' homes. The same year, she appeared in the comedy This Is the End with an all-star cast including James Franco, Jonah Hill, and Seth Rogen. Watson might have moved on from Harry Potter, but she realized the world likely never will. She told the Sydney Morning Herald, "I feel it will never be over. The books will always be loved, and the films will come on every Christmas, and it'll keep living on in kids' imaginations and adults' imaginations for many years to come." Now an Ivy League grad with a degree in English from Brown University and a sleek, sophisticated look to match, Emma Watson has clearly maintained her brainiac connections to Hermione Granger. Watson was named a United Nations Goodwill Ambassador in 2014, and she helped kick off the UN's He for She program to inspire men to join the fight for women's rights. UN Women Executive Director Phumzile Mlambo Nguka told Vanity Fair, "We needed a new messenger to break new ground for us. We didn't want to just speak to the converted." Watson also played Ela in Noah with Russell Crowe, Jennifer Connelly, and Anthony Hopkins, which was released in 2014. And she starred in 2 thrillers released in 2015, Regression and Colonia. Oh yeah, also in 2015, the day after she turned 25, Watson appeared on Times' list of 100 most influential people. Slacker. At the May 2016 Met Gala at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, Watson donned an environmentally friendly Calvin Klein and Eco-Age gown made almost entirely of recycled plastic bottles. In a Facebook post, Watson wrote, "I am proud to say it is truly sustainable and represents a connection between myself and all the people in the supply chain who played a role in creating it. The body of the gown is crafted from 3 different fabrics, all woven from yarns made from recycled plastic bottles. Plastic is one of the biggest pollutants on the planet. Being able to repurpose this waste and incorporate it into my gown for the Met Gala proves the power that creativity, technology, and fashion can have by working together." At the Paris photo call for The Circle, a 27-year-old Emma Watson knocked it out of the park again with a stunning combination of casual and fabulous clothing. Watson also appeared on the cover of the March 2017 issue of Elle, and the goal of the cover shoot was to showcase fashion brands that reduce their impact on people and the planet. In addition to her lead role in The Circle that same year, she also starred as Belle in Beauty and the Beast, a performance for which she was nominated for several awards, including winning the MTV Movie and TV Award for Best Actress. Emma Watson was one of the many women who wore black to the 75th Annual Golden Globes in 2018 in solidarity with the Time's Up movement. Watson was accompanied by UK activist Mera-I Larasai, founder of IMCON, an organization dedicated to addressing violence against women and girls of color. After revealing she has experienced her share of sexual harassment in the film industry, Watson told Variety on the red carpet,
"This issue doesn't just affect women in Hollywood. This issue is affecting women everywhere, in every country around the world."
Larasai added to E! At the time,
"Well, there's something about women in Hollywood speaking out. You know, there is a wall of silence around violence against women and girls, and every time somebody speaks out, it just creates a bit of a crack in that wall."
A long-loved coming-of-age tale, Little Women is a rare portrait of a group of young women navigating life's joys and foils. Watson played Meg March, the oldest and most traditional of the sisters, in the 2019 remake of Little Women. On her bond with some of the other actresses, Watson told British Vogue,
What was really nice about working with Laura Dern and Meryl was that the way that the three of us knew each other way before we did Little Women was we met in activist spaces.
Allowing them to have, quote, allyship and solidarity as activists before they ever worked together. Watson also had some personal growth along with her professional advancement. She was no longer uncomfortable being alone. Admitting she had anxiety about the societal expectations surrounding age milestones like turning 30, Watson said,
I never believed the whole I'm happy single spiel. I was like, this is spiel.
Although it took a long time, she said that now,
I'm very happy. I call it being self-partnered.
Emma Watson looked sharp walking with a group of fellow members of the Advisory Committee for Equality Between Women and Men at the 2019 G7 Summit in Paris. While the 2020 pandemic provided cause for a lack of public appearances, that didn't stop Vogue from naming Watson the Queen of Ethical Dressing in a retrospective pictorial the magazine posted in honor of her 30th birthday in April 2020. It also didn't stop Watson from doing her part to make the world a better place. That June, British Vogue reported that Watson had joined the board of Kering, a conglomerate of luxury fashion brands. She was also busy promoting a fashion app, Good On You, that rates fashion brands based on their ethics and sustainability. One thing is clear, while perhaps an introvert at heart, Watson is most definitely a team player, and we love her for it. Hermione would approve. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite celebrities are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.